Welcome back to Legend of Mana. So let's see what's next awaits us. But first, it's time to actually collect our pet. You remember when we captured that egg? Let's see what actually hatched from the egg and what kind of monster we will encounter. Which will be the monster that will accompany us for the rest of the game, pretty much. And it's a rabbite.
Wait, hold on. Were we warned about a rabbite by
and we actually can give it a name. And since they just got called Beast Egg, I will actually break my traditional rule that I usually use with Pokemon and actually give it a name.
Please be a W, please be dying.
Danger Mouse.
No.
For a moment, I thought you were gonna.
I will, since you guys voice
Dara.
Oh no. Since you guys have voice in the role, voice and roles and everything else, I decided to give a spot to my missing member here.
Darkstar. Yeah. For a moment, I thought you were gonna name it Dwayne.
Why should I?
I thought you were good.
Or Dara.
Yeah, Dara, the comedian
around here. K-pop idols now.
Yeah.
There you go. For pretty much the vast majority of the game, Darkstar the Rabbite.
I remember Dara Braids hosted the video game awards here in the UK before.
Now, Rabbites are not that bad. They start off really. They start off really weak. They have like shitty stats and everything, and their attack is pretty pathetic. However, they're not exactly magical power in a sense. They all become super strong at the end, but they are very reliable in a sense that they never decrease in quality in that regard. So even in high levels, they stay consistent and they help you being quote-unquote the sponge. Being the game relatively easy, I don't need much a support attacker, more like someone that can hold the fort while, for example, my character is down. Because in this game, when one party member gets KO'd, if anyone else is still alive, they just need to wait a timer until he gets up again. I'm gonna show these in a couple of battles when we actually get up.
In regards to these monster babies, are these pretty much all monsters that you'll face on the field at some point as enemies?
Yeah, only a few select of them are not being obtainable. Anyway, for our next quest, hold on, it's important. We need to talk to Capella again, but more specifically to his assistant, Will Boys in Waves.
Oh yeah.
Go for more like a Eeyore impression, because that's pretty much his character trait.
Oh, Eeyore, you mean?
Yeah. Eeyore, yeah, the one from... Hey, where did he go?
Basically, it's Peter Cullen but sullen.
Oh, well. He'll be back. Okay.
I'm actually not kidding. Optimus Prime voices Eeyore.
Yeah, I know.
I actually didn't know that. Well, he went his way, but... It's not here. Where could he have gone?
And so quickly, too.
Eeyore's what would happen if Optimus Prime just gave
up.
Alright. Yeah, Capella is not here. Did you see Diddle?
What, is your name?
He always does this to me. My juggling won't be the same without this tune.
Hey, Diddle, where are you?
Pretty much.
Joe, why is there a cow jumping over the moon?
Basically drove all these quests that involve these two are Diddle running away and us having to find him.
Because the dish ran away from the spoon, I guess.
With the roast beef. Sorry. Anyway, there you go. The Sproutling actually gives us a clue about.
If you want to know about the bird, ask the bird.
Actually, that's a clue. That's another clue, Dweebs. But the first thing to do, obviously, is to talk about the male pelican, because he's the one that flies and can bring things. So we may ask to it. However, it's not as clear because there is another bird in town that we can speak of, that they showed in the previous part, and it's Miss Yukina. Forgot who voiced her. Whatever, Jova take over.
Was Yukina the fortune teller?
No, the fortune teller is it's a human.
Whatever.
Anyway,
I'll take care of her.
Well, we're not suspecting you to be a kidnapper, but
you're the kidnapper.
Well, perhaps this will convince you. I can't fly.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that you're a chicken.
She's a chocobo.
I'm not a chicken. I'm a canary.
Actually, you're a chocobo.
Yeah, you're a chocobo.
Are you serious?
What do you mean, are you serious?
My bad.
Although I did see Diddle buy a stamp a while ago. Perhaps the pelican is taking your friend.
That makes sense.
In
I guess.
context.
I'll buy a stamp and get the pelican's attention. Well, see ya.
Because don't you know, guys, the bird, well, the bird, well, the bird is the bird.
No,
No.
Trevor. Please.
Well, that was
Besides-
back when Family Guy was actually good, right, Pedro?
He's not here. First and second,
Oh, God.
I guess, but there's also the fact, Jova, that when that episode came in my country, it was translated horribly.
Oh no, please don't tell me it got translated to another one of the many words for penis down there.
No,
We-
thank
we paid
goodness,
for
no.
it in.
Anyway, hold on. Where did Diddle go? Since he's kinda clumsy, maybe he stuck a stamp on his face and was taken by the pelican. Of course.
Can't be that stupid, Kenny.
Just like this.
Please.
Go ahead, please. Might as well
What?
replace Pedro.
Undelivered mail, undelivered mail.
Oh shit!
It actually
Let me
worked?
go! Yeah, I'm not male.
No, that's for a Mega Man game. Please don't interrupt my work.
Let me go!
Huh.
And now the first officially starts.
Starts with a freaking kidnap.
Maybe his friend is that stupid.
Well, let's just say he has a reason to do such a thing, but we'll actually find out right away.
Alright, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You were
Oh,
birds.
I thought you just weren't saying anything.
It's always this playthrough that brings me down for some reason.
Oh, so did you hear the bird is the word gag we made?
Yes, I did. And but what I was saying was, Jova, that's exactly the point. That song was good until Family Guy fucking ruined it. That's my point.
Wait. Oh, you mean when they brought it back?
I'll just say this. I like the first 6 seasons of that show, but ever since then, crap.
So you're pretty much like most of humanity. Good.
And yet Seth MacFarlane's still getting work. He's in that Star Trek.
Well, the thing is, Dwibs, despite how shitty... Well, there's also
Well,
American
one thing
Dad,
we
which is
have
actually
to
really
remember,
solid.
Dwibs, is like, well, Seth
And-
MacFarlane... Oh.
American Dad is still good to this day.
Yeah.
So.
See, here's the thing. Seth MacFarlane kind of focused more on American Dad, whereas Family Guy, don't get me wrong, Family Guy has a lot of his fingerprints on it, but Family Guy has kind of become one of those, shall we say, more...
He kind of stopped caring.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Unfortunately, Fox demands that the show keeps doing because it makes a lot of money.
Basically, yeah, a lot of the more recent stuff is just done by other
New
writers,
writers
per
that-
se.
New writers that have no idea what the characters even are.
God dang it, Cartman, you shouldn't have messed with their balls.
Also, anyway, the Pelican told us another vital clue: the fact that he sent both Diddle and Capella now at the highway. So that's exactly where we need to go next. The
Yeah.
one highway again.
You know, I just realized something.
Go ahead.
What?
Your home area is pronounced Undine for some reason.
Actually, that's your cue. Depending on the day, a different spirit alignment will be tied to the current area we're in. They follow the traditional elemental area. Don't worry, this is just gameplay for now. They follow the traditional element area, so they're like the classic salamander for fire, Sylph for wind, Undine for water, and Gnome for earth, and so on. Depending on the day that you're in on a specific place, like say your home or here the highway, elemental affinity will affect like something like your attacks, your attack power, or your resistance to some attacks in that particular dungeon or town tied to their quest. So a simple elemental strategy will be for you to actually go there in a specific day to have the best advantage, less disadvantage, obviously. There's also the fact that depending on how you place the locations, the locations itself will have elemental affinity on their own. And this affects like 1 or 2 quests that gets unlocked depending on how much affinity the place has with specific elements. Yeah, very good. My Dark Star just painted. Right. The thing is,
It's okay.
when you unlock like the final dungeon of the game, I don't mean the final one after unlocking one of the story arcs, whenever you place it, any area surrounding it will get maximal elemental affinities on anything. So if you want to unlock those quests, your best bet is to place the dungeon, the final dungeon, in a square that's near all the dungeons, like all the towns and dungeons that you need for unlocking the other quests next to the elements. Thankfully, they're not that intrusive in a sense that it's only tied to these two, and it's not even harder to reach, so if you want, it's still there, especially compared to other stuff that are more cryptic into the game. But otherwise, yeah, it was a thing that honestly should have been a bit more developed.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff going on in this gameplay.
Trust me, Jova, we haven't even started with a more cryptic bullshit. Because I'm gonna just give you a bite of it and just say that there is stuff in this game we haven't seen yet that to this day people still don't know how exactly it works.
Really? We're doing one of those games?
With all these years... Hold on, important letter. Hey, there's a letter.
Huh? What? Where'd that come from?
From there.
Oh.
It's a letter that Diddle wrote.
How did you escape the bird?
It just got dropped here, remember? Pelican told me. Nobody's watching. Choice time.
Alright.
What does
It's
just
not
watching
yours,
mean?
Hey! What the... my friend was kidnapped, and these letters are only clue. Yeah, I mean, of course I'm gonna read it. What, I'm fucking stupid? Come on. Dear Mother and Father, I'm doing well here. Okay, that's normal. What else did he write here?
I am the tallest
In the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm doing shows with Capella. Only butterflies and taco bugs watch our show. I am tired of it, so I would like to go home. Man, I can't believe this. But yeah, essentially, as you can imagine, Diddle was not very happy with his life and he just tried to rage quit.
So what, did he actually mail himself to home using the bird?
Exactly.
How ingenious.
Truly, but the problem is that the Pelican understood that it was fake mail in the meantime and just dropped it on the highway.
Oh, dang. Wow.
You know, full of these Robin Hood bandits and all the other monsters.
So
Charming.
basically his punishment for trying to game the system was to drop him off in a deadly area.
Let's just say that the Pelican is really stupid and moving on.
Either that or he's sadistic, but...
But yeah, as I was mentioning, Jova, with all the years of the internet, no one will manage to figure that out. But more for that later. Go ahead, Dibs.
I got lost.
Diddle! Stop running off your own.
I hope nothing bad will happen as these two reunite.
Let's go back. Here, isn't this your letter? You put a stamp on your head and got a liver or something, right?
Wow, Capella, that is what really happened. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Capella, you didn't open and read my letter, did you?
It was
About that.
Of course I didn't. I wouldn't do that kind of thing.
Oh, he better not pin the blame on us.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking read it.
You are a liar, Capella.
And he runs into the... I'm sorry, Diddle, I really didn't mean to.
So let me guess, if you
Are
actually...
we on a playground now? What is...
Actually, no, Jova. If you lie and keep lying with Diddle, we're gonna explore. No, we're gonna start going back. But halfway through, Diddle will ask again the question, and this time Capella will not have any means to, go around it. So essentially, we'll find out again, and as for punishment, you'll need to travel 2 more screens.
Oh, wow.
Rather
Oh,
than this.
that's actually a neat punishment. Yeah,
As-
you lied.
Yeah, pretty much.
Reminds me of that bit in Final Fantasy VII where you can choose to lie or tell the truth. And while lying technically gets you off, telling the truth nets you a better reward.
Yeah.
It's like LA Noir where you pick a lie and it's the wrong choice.
Press X to doubt.
I do appreciate games that subtly do teach kids messages like that.
Yeah. And besides, if it's integrated enough with the gameplay, it's fine.
I can just laugh at imagining the fact that there were probably plenty of preteen kids who did play Final Fantasy VII despite its age ranking because it looked all cartoony and friendly.
Well,
I did.
Drapes, not just that, but if there are kids, 12-year-old kids who can play Call of Duty regardless, I'm fine with 12-year-old kids playing Final Fantasy game that's rated higher.
And let us
What
not
am I
forget,
supposed to do now?
Let us not
Yeah,
forget
it's
the
like,
amount
I
of
mean-
let us not forget the amount of parents who brought their kids to Deadpool thinking it was gonna be a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Jova, when I played Final
Wait, what?
Basically,
Shiro, if you don't remember, Deadpool came out like in 14 February, I think. And as such, it was kind of treated, some of the posters treated it like a romantic comedy or something.
There was
Deadpool
even-
rom-com.
there was even a trailer made that, pretty much edited out the ultra naughty bits, which
The
made
problem,
it
by the way, look at that. One of the demonstrations why the gameplay is easy. Some of the bosses are treated like normal monsters, so you can stun lock them like that.
Is this why the lance and spears are this helpful? Because of their range as well?
Precisely. The problem is, as you can see, they do not do that much damage, so it's more a game of patience. Oh, another thing, bosses can also become dizzy. They get that circle around their head, and in that case, you can get the 3 pot shots at them without them countering.
So it's staggering before Final Fantasy 13 made it
Thankful-
monotonous.
Thankfully, not all bosses work like that. Some of them are really pain in the asses because of this. But let's just say that some of them are just downright ruined because of it. Anyway, you were saying, Jova?
Yeah, we were talking about how Deadpool's marketing.
All right, yeah,
well,
they were even. The problem is that people took that bait, hook, line, and sinker, and actually believed it was a romantic comedy, despite the 18+ rate. And as such, as soon as they went to the cinema with their children and realized that it wasn't like that, but even Deadpool tells it's a fucking horror movie, they immediately became moral guardians and tried to attack Fox because of it. But thankfully, it was mitigated.
I love
I
how
wonder
even
if
the
I wonder
movie-
if Fox
Hold
outright-
on. Hey, hold on, Dweebs. How was it? Did you find Diddle? There he is.
Oh.
Huh?
I think Fox outright might have said, "You're not supposed to take your kids to 15-rated films, you dipshits."
There you go, he's playing the organ.
Well, yeah, it's like you can fucking read the age rating, right?
What are you doing in a place
That's
like
there
this,
for.
Capella?
What? I was looking for you. Where were you?
Yeah, good point.
I don't know.
And just say very clumsy.
Oh yeah, I was looking for you, Capella.
But she ran away from us.
You were looking for me?
Did you have a change of heart while running into the cave?
I wanted to say I'm sorry.
Oh,
Because I'm always mad about something.
You are
Oh,
one of
come
the most
on, Diddle.
serene anger
You're
management
always mad.
patients I've
Look
seen.
at me.
I sound so mad right now. I was looking for you so we could be friends again.
Oh, you sure do have your own tempo. But I'm not gonna be friends again with you.
I'm gonna be your husband
What?
now.
No. Hold on. Because we're always friends already.
Aww.
Case closed. Come on, let's go.
but we'll be friends forever.
Wait for me. Oh, wait a minute. Here you go.
There you go, we got the reward of the quest. Gator skin. This will actually be important for a minor quest later on.
Oh,
It's
is
a
it,
simple item.
is it a quest involving these two again, or is it someone
No,
else?
no. It's something else. But don't worry. Normally it's a loot, but if you keep this, you're gonna get advantaged because of this. All right. Let's go reporting. Go ahead, Pedro.
Just to finish what I was saying, Jova, when I first played Final Fantasy VII, I was 11 years old. So there's been plenty.
Yeah.
Also kind of like also me, Jova, in a sense, but again the Midgar Zolom kind of scared the shit out of me first.
It was quite the 2 years. In '97, I had Final Fantasy VII, and then in '98, Metal Gear Solid. At age 12.
Really? So you were just a year off?
Well, it's exactly the kind of thing. I'm exactly the main audience, like the people who, as young teenagers, play that game out of nowhere, having no idea what the fuck it even was, and then had their lives changed because of it.
You think that's bad, Jova? Jared apparently played Mortal Kombat on the SNES when he was like 5.
That must have been
God.
pleasant.
Ugh.
Anyway,
For those of basically,
the
the Super
SNES
Nintendo version
sucks.
of
Go
the
ahead,
Super
Luigi.
Nintendo version censors out all the violence.
Wait, how do you censor out violence in a Mortal Kombat game?
That's just not right. What are the people at the Child Protection Agency doing?
No,
Basically,
seriously. Go on.
Jova, they replaced all the blood with sweat.
But yes,
With
yes,
sweat.
yes, yes, that's right. In those many moves where you can cut everyone so that sweat leaks out of them. What? So,
and the fatalities are censored.
Yeah.
wait, they censor the super moves essentially.
If I remember correctly, I think they black it out, like cuts to a black screen or something.
So okay, with sweat. So what? Do they actually put that in the manual saying it's sweat, or is it because of the color change?
Well,
as well?
look at it this way, Jova. Sub-Zero's fatality is that he literally rips the guy's head off and with his spine dangling from the head, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't show that because back in the day, Nintendo was very adamant about their family-friendly image, so censor that shit.
I don't get
Anyway.
it. Why were Nintendo so? Oh, right, because they had just come from being in the Love Hotel making business.
Anyway, next city, and it's the village, and it's the Gabble Grottos, the one that the cat girl mentioned.
So what element is gnome supposed to be?
Earth.
So, question. The elements that are pertain to each area that you create, are
Actually,
those...
no, they are tied to the day.
Tied to the day?
Anyway, there you go. And with this, we continue the fairy story arc. You'll be the nuns of this place, Jova.
Keen.
Excuse me, but are you feeling alright?
Apparently, this Sproutling is sick.
Lips.
Lips?
Grips?
Sorry.
My tummy hurts.
Oh, could you help me take care of him?
Sure, why not?
Thanks.
Please tell me that there's going to be a perfect opportunity for me to make a Monty Python and the Holy Grail reference concerning the nuns.
We'll see. Anyway, apparently it's gonna take care of the dogs, so...
Oh. No, I can't.
What?
Someone help me!
Okay.
I wonder if he feels alright. Well, jeez, I didn't think religion could scare someone that badly.
Alright, let's put that back for a second.
Maybe the mountain paths wore out that Sproutling.
I guess. Alright, visible. Yeah, Jova, you'll be basically these guys, these little kids are the scholar of a magic school, which we'll visit later on. But they're scattered a bit all around the world. Essentially, since they're little children and they look like Luke, you're gonna be voicing them as well.
Of course.
Unless Jova's gone, then I take over.
Yeah. Oh, this is another recurring character you see in
What's
the
that
back
kid
of the
doing
shop.
wearing? What's that kid
Yeah,
wearing?
the glasses. That guy is Alex. He's a jewel collector and seller. Essentially, a merchant. A merchant will sell you accessories. And you can find him here and in another town. I think, two towns actually. You're gonna be voicing him as well, Jova, because I have a special idea for him.
No, not this one. This too. No sparkle to it.
Well, now,
Sparkle.
excuse me, are you looking for gems?
No.
I see you can tell when a stone is no good.
Okay, thanks.
My name is Alex, and I own a jewelry shop in Geo.
Which will be the city with the Magic Academy. Alright, thank you. We're gonna see him later.
I came here to buy some gems, but good gems are hard to find. I wish there were better stones.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
wish there were
Just
better
repeat.
stones.
Yeah, repeat the dialogue. This is more.
So I was about to ask, why is he wearing Friska's shirt?
I don't know.
This game far predates that. so
Alright,
the
this
other
is
way
the
around.
characters. These are characters specific to his quest, but Pedro will voice.
Okay, I'm Rubens, firekeeper for this town. Let me ask you something.
He reminds me of
Okay.
Pedro's PS4 avatar.
Actually, that's the Onion Knight from this city.
Everyone in this game has amazing hair.
Well, actually, I haven't used that one in a while. Right now, I'm using Vivi, which comes with the PS4 version.
I've seen a Sproutling. I'm not sure if it's a thief.
That's probably no. He is probably not involved. I guess it was just a rumor. Inspector exaggerates everything.
Oh, apparently Spectre Boy is also on the air. Yep. Oh,
What the?
apparently that was like a piece of paper, but
Of
I'm
course
sure
it
it's not
shows up
important.
just as we leave.
There you go. Now we get the presentation of the Temple of the Oracle.
Also, fun
that
fact,
resides in
the
this space.
Also, fun fact: the word
Hall
"gato" is
bastard?
cat in a lot of European languages.
Oh my
mine
god, that looks
Sorry, can
like
you repeat
Hall
that, Pedro? I forgot.
Sorry.
Fun fact for the English-speaking audience: the word "gato" is actually
Cat.
means
Oh, yeah.
cat in a lot of
Yeah.
European languages, mine included.
Also,
It's
that,
similar to mine, but it has two T's.
also, that castle looks... Even the interior reminds me of Hollow Bastion.
Again, the first Kingdom Hearts at least has much more in common with this game than you may think.
Which is interesting because the team that were recruited was actually a lot of the Final Fantasy IX team, not so much the Legend of Mana team. Aside from Shimamura, of course.
Oh, what question?
I wonder if she gave some kind of imprint on what should be done or something.
Is
For
it
example,
possible
Tatsuya.
that...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Is it possible that some of the Legend of Mana team kind of seeped into the Final Fantasy teams?
Possible, but I'll have to check.
Oh, hey, it's her.
Yeah, as she mentioned in the quest with Gaius, she's essentially visited where her friend resides, Matilda, which will be important later on for the other quests of the related to the fairy story arc, the priestess. Sorry. However, the only thing you need to know so far is exactly what you know already: the fact that she's sick, she wants to die, and the cat girl is trying everything to save her.
It is a bit weird that for some reason they don't include the characters' names on, along with their speech boxes.
I guess
Well, this was back in the 90s, Joe. It wasn't
the,
exactly
I mean,
a standard
some-
back then.
I know. It's like, some did it, others didn't.
Yeah, it was either a choice, Joe. It was either having the name or having the portrait.
I don't think did FF7 do that either, or I can't
think
remember.
FF7
did it.
7 had the
7
name,
did
I
only the names,
Okay.
but only for the major characters. The NPCs still had no names.
Which led to
Actually-
wondrous times like Tio voicing a girl several times in our Final Fantasy VII playthrough.
It's
Actually, only once.
one primary example. Oh, go ahead. Oh, all right.
My tummy hurts. Please help me.
No.
Nag.
Let
No.
me see. Come closer towards the gift, my child. Oh, it's a popo bug.
A popo.
It can cure most
It's like-
anything.
Like a scarab.
Help me!
The popo after me!
Hey, you were the one who asked for help.
Just wait. That bug is the ultimate medicine. Let's just remove it.
You're gonna help me?
Wait, what?
I'm going to peel away a leaf to take out the popo. Just
No!
now, just bend over
This
and
Proutling is so stupid.
So you asked
Oh,
for help,
what a
and then
waste.
you.
popo bugs
They don't
are
like
so
said help.
expensive. I think Mr. Rubens needed that medicine too.
Oh, really?
Well, what do you know? A Sproutling that needs help, who also happens to have the means for medicine that another character needs.
Mr. Rubens came here too. It It's so nice up here.
All right.
The primary one of the primary people that I know is that Tatsuya Kondo, who was an animator in Final Fantasy IX, went on to become the animation director for the entire Kingdom Hearts series and was also the director of the World Ends Review.
So let's see.
Basically, he's one of Nomura's right-hand people.
So what year did this game come out again?
2000.
It was
Silver
already
19
2000.
I think it's 1999 or 2000. Kind of like at
Yeah.
the end
Oh,
of
so
the
this was along.
cycle.
So this was probably developed alongside Final Fantasy IX at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean, I know that Chrono Trigger came out in 2000.
so that would mean
Or
that.
Chrono Cross.
So that would mean.
Yeah.
Do something about the bug.
So that would mean that possibly dev team members from the Final Fantasy team came on board this. So. Who knows?
Anyway,
Calmness and all worldly pains will vanish.
July 15, 1999 for Japan, June 6, 2000 for North America.
Alright then.
You must meditate. Everything is in your mind. That's the only reason I'm not strangling you for being so annoying.
Somebody help me.
The powers that be, please keep me from rendering him limb from limb. Serenity now, serenity now.
The side quest is really boring. You're just chasing around the sapling for God knows.
No,
Wow, and this
we're
is
actually
part of
going
one of the-
somewhere with this.
Wait, hold on. Is this part of the reason why this is your least favorite main storyline to you?
Not really, no, Joe. As I mentioned, it's tied to more assholishness.
Okay. Oh, hey, Alex. Bye, Alex.
Now, for now, we need to find either Rubens or the Sproutling. But apparently, this annoying thing is nowhere to be found.
Let me guess. Random location shows up, or is he actually?
Oh,
in a
there he
set
is
location?
again. And Rubens is here too.
My tummy hurts. Help me, but don't tear off my leg.
All right, my dear. Come over here. I will help you.
Go over here.
Okay.
As you can see, Rubens is also doing the sonic tapping.
Here,
thing.
Mr. Rubens.
Yes.
And oh, look at that! It actually sparkled.
Ow!
Oh,
Jesus
calm down,
Christ, my
Timothy
ears.
Green.
Ouch.
Go ahead, Mr.
Well,
Rubens.
Text was loud, so I'm gonna be loud.
Well, don't you want to revive your petrified sweetheart?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, you meanie.
Shut up, Mokuba.
And then Forever with Rachel starts playing.
See? Now he got away.
Well, I don't want to hurt you.
It's something that's putting him in pain. You ever heard of these injections, you know? And you can't protect anyone if you're too soft. Life is like this town.
Rocky?
Cutting through rocks to make pathways.
Let's just say that then none is more than meets the eye for now.
Well, of course. I mean, her face is obscured, so.
Well, all the nuns look the same, but these
that's-
ones seem to be special. Say. Dot, dot, dot.
I mean,
But yeah, here's kind of a twist though, Joba. This not only advances the fairy story arc, this also advances, and well, I guess in this case officially starts also, the Jumi story arc.
Interesting. So,
Because that sparkle that you've seen for Rubens, as I mentioned, was its core. As you remember, I mentioned that Jumis are this race of people which has gemstones attached to their hearts. And in Rubens' case, obviously, it's a ruby. So apparently, what's a Jumi doing here, we don't know. But Don was knocked out here.
oh, crud.
It's you, Pedro, remember.
Oh! Aha! A cry.
Uh-oh.
The victim is a nun. She has no external wound.
Okay.
How ironic. Hey you, don't touch the body.
Sure.
Okay.
I am still alive.
Oh, my
Barely,
apologies.
apparently.
What seems to be the problem?
Battery
wish
and
I was
assault!
Oh, you literally just said what?
I twisted my ankle when the Sproutling bumped into me.
Oh, there you go. That's Boyd's kind of like.
Yeah, that's my reaction as well.
Yeah.
So she disguised herself as a Sproutling. What could she want? And
person-
Sproutlings is people! Blasted Sandra.
So somehow a
So
Sproutling
kind of
managed-
like no, not just that, Jova. Kind of like all great mystery novel stories. Inspector Boyd has like an arch nemesis, a thief that he has never managed to capture, but actually wants. He's
Through the
referring
Master
to,
Mask theme.
or Lupin, the third title film. But yeah, in this case, it's the jewel hunter thief Sandra. So essentially, much of the quest involving Inspector Boyd will be tied to murder mysteries or thief mysteries that will be attached to Sandra stealing something.
I wonder if he
What is
finally
it?
catches her in the end.
You'll see.
I think I will get the Popo Bug from that Sproutling.
Well, go ahead. I'm not going to do it.
So are they saying that the Sproutling is the thief?
We'll
How
see, Joe.
callous. So you don't care one way or another about your love and Geo?
How is it you know where she is? Are you by any
Because
chance a
it's
stalker?
me.
Good question.
Don't.
Well, if you don't want it, can I take the Popo Bug?
Fine by me.
You don't care whether it affects your girlfriend or the Sproutling, do you?
Look, lady, mind your own
Oh.
business. Look, I don't want to interfere in anyone's life.
I think I know where this is going.
I don't want anyone interfering in mine. So fuck off.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
Never.
Excuse me.
Beep, beep.
Stones who lose their sparkle shall be punished!
Oi.
Oh,
Oh shit! You just killed him.
how dare you? Oh.
Come any closer
maybe not.
and I'll kill him.
Wait, he's already dead.
No, he's only mostly dead, and don't even think about trying to open his mouth. Do as I say and I won't harm your core.
What? What?
I wanna see some tears.
Lady,
contact-
Cry like a child and beg for your life.
Actually, it's
lady, you
important.
need a hobby.
Let's just say that it's important for
Well,
now.
where are your tears?
I know there is Theo, but you have to admit, first
yeah.
time it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
just too bad. Goodbye, Ruby Knight.
And there you go. Once their core is stolen, Ajumi dies. No questions asked, no ifs or no whats.
Still alive, eh? Jimmy of
Lucidia.
Lucidia, indeed formidable.
So she essentially just tore his heart out. Come in.
Essentially.
As I warned you, I've taken your flame of hope, and I won't be caught so easily. See you around.
Oh, fuck. Buckles.
No fair, you can teleport.
I was right. She was the thief. Wasn't she?
I was too late, god damn it.
Well, as you can imagine, she was Sandra in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Blasted.
See, they wanted us to think the Sproutling was
So
Sandra
it
in
was
disguise.
you.
No.
Wait, what?
Give yourself up, Sandra, and take off that weird hat. No, it was.
How many times did it make the character die, Pedro?
Sandra is a master of disguise, but I will catch her.
Where in the world is Sandra the
PC World?
Sorry, Rubens, I guess we'll just have to leave you behind.
Yana, I wish.
It's Diana.
Dying words, dudes.
I'm.
And there you go. He dies.
Well, shoot. So much for him being a potential party member.
We'll actually see his fiance in a later quest.
Hey, that looks a lot like the stained glass area from Hollow Bastion. Wow, Kingdom Hearts took a
That-
lot of
actually-
inspiration.
Actually, this is reminding me a bit of the beginning of the trial scene from Chrono Trigger, honest.
True, also that.
The temple received a note from Sandra, the jewel hunter. It said that she will steal the Flame of Hope.
Wait,
The
oh my
flame
god,
of hope
she is
will always shine in the heart. I thought you meant the sacred torch. But she was after Mr. Rubens' call.
Dude, she's a jewel thief, and you think she's after the torches?
If only I had known that Mr. Rubens was a Jumi.
So let me get
He-
this straight. She's a gem.
Hold on. She hadn't stolen that much for justify constant modus operandi.
I need your help. Will you cooperate?
Sure thing.
Oh, thank
In
you.
caps lock, whatever.
Something tells me that Sandra is still around this area. I will search the temple in the village. You go check the outskirts.
Because of course I need to get to the dungeon part of this.
Let's go.
I forget.
Let's
is
move
this
with a purpose.
I forget. Is this a side quest or is this part of the main quest?
Part of the main quest of 2 major story arcs. There's to say that this helps you move along for the 2 story arcs.
Yeah,
The fairy story arc for unlocking the place and discovering a bit more of a priestess, and the Jumi story arc for the story that ties around one of the Jumis and Sandra the Thief.
Yeah, that reminds me. This goes back to an earlier question I had, but okay, so I'm guessing that basically the only way to unlock, the second main story arc is by doing this story arc that you're already given.
No, it's not. It's not exactly like that, Jova, as I mentioned. Quest just gets unlocked the more you progress, and it's trial and error in a sense that it encourages you to explore every single dungeon and village and see what you can do about
Oh,
it.
wait, I think I get it, because, let me guess. It's based around the way you started this game, and by choosing that particular location, you got...
For example, remember that guy El Azul that went in the tavern in Dolmy at the very beginning? The game actually encourages you to get back in the tavern and talk to him, and many people actually choose that as their first quest. And that starts the Jumi story arc. But you can easily start with Niccolo and instead doing other stuff and getting here. The important bits is not essentially which order you get to each side quest, the various quests, but the fact that you actually arrive to points where the main story arc gets actually clear to you that they're part of the main, one of the 3 main story arcs. In a sense. Now, for example, in this case, you don't really know yet if it's the first time that this is actually part of the 2 of the 3 major story arcs. It's just something that you're trying because you're at the beginning of the game. You want to solve it and everything. But essentially, it's like this. It's like picking cherries. Once you finish a quest, you try again for something other, and so on, until some of the quests tied to the major story arcs actually tell you with visual cue at the title, with like a special logo that appears, that are tied to one of those 3 major story arcs. So in a sense, the game actually tells you where you're going down the right path, just not immediately. At first, it just lets you do whatever you want. And even if you wish, you can still hold the 3 major final, the major final quest for each major story arc for last, until your heart's content, and just do everything else in the meantime. So if you want, there's still the good thing, Jova, is that the options are of complete freedom, are almost completely bare in a sense. The backside of this is that obviously the game doesn't hold your hand almost at all. It just gives you some hints from NPCs and the fact that you can track quests relatively easily by just exploring. But here's the thing, you need to input your exploration first. There are no such thing as markers or important indications. It's an RPG old school at its very core.
I mean,
and as I mentioned again, that's what makes it an acquired taste. So again, I don't blame anyone for turning down for this game, because it requires a lot of patience, to be fair.
Like, a game with this much variation, because from what I can gather, you can have like, well, it sounds like an endless amount of different possible combinations, choices, and whatnot.
Pretty
just by
much,
picking
Jova,
where
and
you
this is
start on the map.
and this combines also with the choice of your character, its weapon of choice, and everything else. So there's a lot of replayability. That's also why you can. This is also a game that's suitable for speedruns because you can get to the final dungeon in like, let's just be fair, 1 hour of gameplay.
This is Breath of the Wild before Breath of the Wild.
Kinda, but more in a sense that you can skip all the dialogues, and because the gameplay is relatively easy, you can just go for it.
I will
Now,
say,
yeah, I got lost for a second, but don't worry, I get on track immediately.
I
There
will
you go.
say that normally I wouldn't mind a game like this. I guess my one pet peeve
I'll
is that...
elaborate in a second also, Jova, but first we need the last story bit of this quest. Yeah, right after this cavern. Because apparently, on this very edge, we have finally managed to corner Sandra. There she is.
Huh.
I can get rid of the pain you feel.
Oh god, not this shit again. Leaves?
Yes. You won't feel any
Uh-oh.
pain after.
Jesus.
Apparently she actually
Oh,
removed it.
More company?
Well, sometimes
No, I have you,
involves
Sandra.
pain, so yeah.
Yeah. Aren't you
Well, I'd
pretty
go
much
like
you've done?
that too if
Sorry.
I had something ripped off.
There she is.
No one will ever catch me. Ta-ta, everyone.
Really?
There you go, she even has a grappling hook.
Oh.
Oh!
Ouch! Oh, wow, my tummy doesn't hurt anymore.
There you go,
know.
she actually took the bug.
And all it took was someone getting murdered.
Yay, I'm okay now.
Let's just say this will come into play even later.
Oh, shut up. This is no time to celebrate.
Oh yeah, technically a person was killed.
Ow.
Yeah. Juni was murdered. This is horrible.
Remember, their race is going extinct, so their numbers diminishing, it's terrible.
So,
Well, I
not
appreciate your
only...
help anyway.
Yeah, any one number more.
So
down
not only is
not a good
Sandra a jewel thief, but she's essentially a murderer and potential committer of genocide.
Essentially, yes.
That's
She
also
had-
murder, Jobber.
Let's just say, though, that there's, again, more than meets the eye when it comes to her, so
Of course.
it all will come clear in the climax of the entire Jumi side quest arc.
Anyway, so if I may.
Genocide.
Ah.
Go ahead, Drova. I'll finish elaborating later. Go ahead.
So yeah, so basically, so it's because of this place that you picked, where you know that you get these certain side quests in this order. So my guess is like, so had you chosen to speak to the guy, which would have set up a Jumi arc, then I guess you would have met the cat girl first, while in Gato.
Potentially no, because if you remember, if I recall, the flame artifact that's also served to unlock it, it's completed after the quest involving Catgore. I forgot in which exact order the artifacts are given to you, but let's just say that there is a bit of linearity in that regard, but not that much. Let's just say that
Friends.
let's just say that you can get there is some minor linearity, but it's only tied to a specific quest in general. Otherwise, you can go to a town and potentially get free quests from it before proceeding to the next one.
So if you pick the right area, you'll essentially, get all the same side quests. However, the dialogue for some of them may be different because of the circumstances. surrounding them.
Potentially, but it's not as open as you may think. Anyway, go ahead, Lives.
Bobo bug is really long, with lots and lots of knobs, and it's easy to break one Bobo bug to make two Bobo bugs. Who gets hurt when a Bobo bug is in someone's tummy? The Bobo bug?
Thank you, little cactus. A person got murdered and a jewel thief got away, but I guess that's that's the one that you want to get from me.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Can
So-
I have my cookie now?
No.
No, you're a cactus. You need to hold the liquid and everything.
So
But I'm hungry.
water.
And yeah, Jova, if I had to say a hazard something, for this structure, this game is actually perfect to be adapted into the mobile game format.
I
if
know,
you think
right?
about it.
I mean, when you think about it, well, the long end of gameplay, the long campaigns and whatnot, and definitely something that's a good
And
time waster here and
this
there.
is the perfect game, much like it with Unchained X for Kingdom Hearts. You can get this idea of having the towns getting revealed, the quest added in later updates, events, shits like that. The possibility is technically endless if you want, so Why hasn't Square proposed this? I don't know. It's
Or
still
heck,
continuing the mana. It's still
because,
continuing the mana franchise, but I mean, if they want to
Well,
add
how
some.
well did this game do at the time?
because mobile
I don't
game
know,
people
Shirei. Not that much, especially because it was localized only in America. In
Because
Japan, all right. Let me quote. Because hold on, let me see in a second. All right, we're getting another Nicolo side quest. I'll say more later.
Admittedly,
remember, guys,
Oh,
mobile games equal current forever.
Hello, I'm here to gather green balls. You roll them out and steam them to make a delicious snack. The green balls in Gato eat the droppings of the cocoon birds. Ew.
Wait, food eats food?
Actually, they eat shit. So they grow up nice and juicy. But I have to go through the dungeon to get to them. Would you like to go gather green balls with me?
As long as I don't
By
have to eat
with
them.
me, only, right?
Yeah, green balls are...
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, Shiro, Nicolo can hold himself in combat, but he just doesn't want to venture the dungeons alone.
So, okay, another question I have. If, say, you started this in a different area, would you be meeting Niccolo for, like, the second time in a different area, potentially? Or is
No.
it again?
No, it only changes how you can manage to place the item, the artifacts in specific orders. I just say in specific
Oh.
places.
Okay,
Let's go.
okay.
Okay, after visiting the dungeon once, we can skip directly to the waterfall, so I don't have to do it another time, which is a cool thing, honestly, because it would have been tedious to go through that again. Here we are.
Holy.
And now, body
what-
multiplication.
Wait, what? How?
Hold a minute, I'm collecting them now.
What? But-
Essentially, he's using anime teleportation comedy to gather all of them. What you need to do is actually to wait for a bit until that fairy shows up. All right, you dweebs, go ahead.
What are you doing?
I guess both are true.
Picking green balls?
Wait, did Niccolo need us to come here to distract the fairy who's probably the guardian?
I don't know.
Because he seems to be doing the work just fine on his own, so I'm guessing he brought us as a useful distraction.
I'm sorry, this technique with Niccolo is so fun.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's true.
What are you doing here? You're in my way, sir.
You're in my way.
I'm actually talking to a fairy, you know. What fairy? You're just imagining things. I don't believe in fairies. Let's go now.
Theo, every time someone says, no, I don't believe in fairies, a fairy dies.
I don't believe in
in fairies!
And to show you my gratitude, here's 500 lucre.
If we keep saying this, maybe we won't have to continue Fairy Fencer anymore.
Maybe.
I mean,
I don't buy into
honestly,
honestly,
fairies.
I mean, honestly,
Anyway,
Peter sounds like a right dickhead in that film.
What?
Well, that's the whole
it-
point,
it-
Dwebs.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay,
was
okay.
also kind of like that in the original tale. But anyway, to answer what Shir was,
Hang on,
was asking,
which film?
Hook.
Hook.
Oh,
You see, Dweebs,
So-
it's part of the plot structure. He's an adult, so he's kind of a bit jerkish, and, well, he starts off jerkish, but redeems himself later on.
Remember, guys. There's one thing of it being the point, but there's another thing how it's executed.
Just, yeah, that.
You
that's
can't
what-
have. There is such a thing as having a jerk be the point, and it's still being unbearably obnoxious.
Thankfully.
Oh, come on. Are you honestly telling me that you couldn't... I mean, if as far as jerks go, Peter Banning is really...
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm just saying that. I'm not saying that just because something's the point doesn't mean
Well-
that it can't be badly done.
Well, Dweebs, I'll vouch for the film. It's done well enough there.
And besides, you'll see for yourself anyway.
The arc, Peter's arc is fine. It's just some other elements that are questionable.
Yeah. Alright, go ahead, Weebs, for the report, I think.
After this, I'll have.
Now it's time for the daily report from Cathy.
Jesus, that's mission 45.
Green balls look like locusts without their wings. They don't look that yummy to me. I'd rather have fish for dinner.
Reminds me, Tio, are these missions numbered by, the order that they would normally come in? Order of
No,
chronology?
they're just numbered like that. I don't know what specific criteria they used for the orders.
Fair enough. it's
Anyway,
okay.
before we end, to answer what Shiro was asking about the sales. In Japan, Legend of Mana was a bestseller at the time of release and sold over 400,000 units in its first week alone, as the highest selling release that week in Japan. By the end of the year, it had sold over 700,000 copies in Japan. It was also a top-selling PlayStation game during the week of release in America. However, it's mixed reviews from the critics in general. Let's just say that. But the music was also a high point in many reviews.
I can see why this may have gotten some mixed reception. To cap things off, I definitely do like the amount of different variations and whatnot. However, I guess my pet peeve is that unless you pick a certain spot, chances are you're not going to be able to get 100% complete bonus no matter how hard you try. It's like, well, basically...
Yes and no, Jova, but all in due time. Remember, there are also some side quests that you can get screwed up and never manage to reach by pure accident.
Oh, that too. But from what you've told us, apparently you also need to pick the right area. I mean, I'm not saying that there's only one area, but there are select areas.
I'll get it easy for you, Jova. There are areas there are one area that needs to be unlocked only in water areas. So if you pick a completely ground area, you're fucked in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I were making this game, if I wanted to change anything, I'd make it so that no matter where you start the game, you're still able to get 100% in that one go.
Anyway, this part has been already not enough. Alright, see you for part 4.
Yeah,
See ya, everybody.
See ya.